Hi, it's Dan Westervelt for the Golf Tournament Association of America, here with the Dirty Dozen program, which we originally presented to Golfsmith. The reason why we present this program very simply, we want to show you the 12 most common tournament mistakes and how you can avoid them. Mistake number 1, taking a $50 course and trying to sell it to your local golfers for $150. Why is this a mistake? Because golfers know what golf courses cost. They're very familiar with green fees because they're out there playing the courses. If you're going to do this, what you have to do is, if you're looking for a profit center, look to your sponsors rather than your golfers. If you mark it up at all, it should be a very small amount. So if you're buying your space for $100, including your meals, you should not be charging any more than $110, $115 because golfers know what courses cost. With one exception, and that's the private golf courses in your area, because many of these courses are facing hard times. A lot of them are offering public tournament space on Mondays for very reasonable rates, so you may want to check with them as well. Mistake number 2, our format has always worked, our shotgun at 8 o'clock, and we're really afraid to change. We don't want to do anything that'll disturb the golfers. Well, the problem is that golfers playing in tournaments year after year get bored. There are over 100 different formats that you can take that are very minor variations to that set format that you're using, but do vary the format because golfers want variety. They want fun. Give them a little something extra. Make it more fun. Take a look at the different golf formats on the internet and incorporate one of these other games into it because golfers will love it. Okay. Number 3, our event chairperson's a non-golfer, and we're afraid that they're not going to be able to do a good job. Well, there's very much a place in these tournaments for non-golfers, but typically what you should do is have the folks where the golfer's knowledge is important, like recruiting other golfers and getting sponsors who are golf-related in on it. Have those people be golfers. Other than that, any other job that is available as a volunteer is perfectly fine for a non-golfer. Golf is very much a culture. It's very much a world of its own. But there are only 2 or 3 different golf jobs that have to have golfers involved in them in a tournament. So use these people in other places. Mistake number 4, we posted on our tournament on the internet early enough with save the date and all of our information from last year, and nobody's responded. This is what I call a passive repeat mistake. And what that means is that last year, certain things worked. This year, those same things may not work because the dollars have gotten that much more competitive. What you want to do very simply is use things like direct relationships with your golfers. Have your golfers who are active call their buddies, have them call their buddies, maybe institute an early bird extra discount for those people, or if you bring a foursome, you get a discounted rate. Something to encourage people, in fact, who are golfers, to bring other golfers. There's what's called the 944 rule, and that in turn is used to have golfers bring a foursome, which in turn recruits another foursome, and that will fill your field. Mistake number 5, we updated our sponsor donation request from last year. We used exactly the same pitch, and nobody came. They didn't respond. I have to tell you, sponsor dollars more than anything else have gotten much more competitive this year. What you have to be ready to do is walk into your sponsor and say, Mr. Sponsor, here is an idea that's going to get you more phone calls, more customers, or ring your cash register with more sales. For every dollar you're asking, you need to have at least $2 worth of provable or at least imaginable results to present to that sponsor. Otherwise, they can't afford it. Most businesses right now are in survival mode, not prosperity mode, and you're going to have a hard time without doing this. So be sure you have some sort of an idea that is going to help them bring business into their door for this year. It's very much more competitive than it ever was before. Number 6, we give our sponsors enough recognition. We put them on our internet site. We put their banners up. We call them up for their awards at the end, or we recognize them at the dinner. We don't really think we need to do anything else. Huge mistake, and here is why. Sponsors, more than anybody else, and especially in this day, need to be recognized in a tangible manner. What I suggest you do is sponsor plaques. They're available through Golf Tournament Specialists. That's www.gtsgolftomsammy59.com/sponsor-plaques.htm. What this does, and this will show you on that webpage, all the different varieties, but what it does is it gives your sponsor something tangible to take home with them from the event. Why is this important? Because they're going to display it proudly. They spent money to get it. they're going to display it proudly. And the other thing is, it'll help you build your sponsor relationships year to year. What is the one single factor that contributes more and more to a sponsor re-upping for an obligation in a tournament? Relationships. You have to build them, and you must maintain them. This is a great help to that. Reason number 7, the arrival gifts we offered last year are just too expensive this year. We really don't have a budget for it, and we've decided to cut them out. We're just going to go out to the community and ask for donations for people. Again, a tremendous mistake, because tournaments are getting more competitive and the golfers really need to be spoiled. This is one place where you need to go get a sponsor, plan on spending $20 to $30 per golfer to spoil them and make them feel very special. Don't forget, you're building your tournament year over year as well as your sponsor relationships. Do not skip on these gifts. I tell you, if you have a chance, go shop for leather goods, because leather over vinyl or nylon is much more significant. It's much more substantial. It's much more, wow, I feel very special with this. And believe me, the prices on the leather goods have come way, way down. So don't neglect to do this. Tournaments are judged one to another by their arrival gifts, and this is your first impression. Number 8, our sponsor, our mulligan package. We use a standard mulligan package. We sell them mulligans and raffle tickets, a couple of on-course games, and we sell it for $10 or $15. What if I could show you a way to sell you the same idea, slightly enhanced value-wise, for $40? That would mean $25 more per player. Very possible, very doable. It's called a super ticket. Again, it's from GTS, www.gts59.com/super ticket, one word, -fundraising.htm. Basically what it is the following. It is your mulligans. It's your raffle tickets. It's all your on-course games. It's a $100,000 shootout, which is a chance for 4 different golfers who are drawn at random to take a shot for $100,000 hole-in-one contest. It's a scratcher game that literally gives people a chance to win a vacation. It's a $10 Golfsmith card that comes with every one, and it's a certificate for a golf club that's a $100 or $125 golf club that they can buy for $29.95. All of this is included. We print them, we ship them to you on consignment, and you only pay for the ones you use. We sell them for $10, you sell them for $40. I have to tell you, this is the most incredible fundraising opportunity you'll ever see. We've done it for 10 years. We have it down to a science. We have training involved. We ship them to you with return. Everything is one package. All you have to do is open the box, sell the tickets, put them back in the box, and ship them back to us. We even have training videos on the internet, so we'll get to that as well. Number 9, we're an underfunded charity, and we can't afford to have a merchant account for credit cards, so we don't take credit cards at all. I have to tell you, this is one of the most horrible mistakes that you can make, and the reason for that very simply is that even if players have cash in their pocket, they'd much rather use a credit card. For some reason or other, in the minds of most players, it's less of a dent to have it on the credit card than it is to pay for it with cash. Cash on tournament day is especially precious for golf, for bets, for drinks, whatever they want. You want to have your players be able to use their credit cards. Well, how can you do this without having a merchant account? There are services that will rent you this equipment for a day and bring it on site and have it remote, and you'll be able to do it without any problem. The other way to do it is to open a PayPal account. They have a whole fundraising program you may or may not even be aware of. The third way, and the least, I think, effective way, is to go to the club that's hosting your tournament and actually have them clear it through their pro shop. Again, they have all the mechanisms in place. All you have to do is pay a small fee. So one of those 3 methods should be used, but please tell me you are not going to not take credit cards. It's a huge mistake. You'll lose 30 to 40% of your business. Reason number 10, plastic or inexpensive trophies are going to be enough this year. We spent way too much last year, and nobody really cared. Well, one of 2 things is happening here. Either you're not spending money on the right kinds of things, or if your audience really doesn't care, then give them cash or gift cards. If you're not going to give trophies, that's fine, as long as it's understood and that's the way the players want it, and there are tournaments that are like this, that's fine. If, in fact, they do want trophies, give them something substantial. Trophies are judged on 3 things: quality of material, weight of material, appearance of material. So, something made out of marble or crystal or brass is going to have a lot more appeal than something that's made out of wood, plastic, and resin. Enough said. Number 11, competent volunteers are difficult to come by, and I don't know where to go to recruit more. I would go to my local self-employed people and say, folks, have we got any retired folks here? Self-employed and retired are your 2 best bets for volunteers, because Self-employed people are used to doing all the jobs the company has to do, and retired people typically have more time to spend on your project than people who are working full-time. Either way, how do you make your volunteers? How do you incent your volunteers? How do you manage your volunteers? First of all, you make sure that whatever accomplishments they do are recognized publicly, and if you can, tangibly with some sort of a reward. The other thing you want to do, excuse me, the other thing you want to do significantly is take that job that you're asking them to do and break it down into bite-sized pieces and then go back to them on a regular basis and check in with them to make sure that they're having luck. You want them to believe, as they should, that you are involved in every single step of this process. Number 12. We know that hole-in-one contests are common, but we're going to probably skip it this year because I don't think we have the money. Or what we're going to do is we're going to use last year's vendor. Big mistake for two reasons. Number one, last year's vendors had last year's prices, and prices have gone up since last year. Why? Well, because revenues are down, players are down, they've had to make up those money somewhere else, so they've raised their rates. Number two, typically what you're going to do is buy from a reseller. What you want to do is buy from a wholesaler. I have the wholesaler for you. It's www.hioch.com. That's hole-in-one-clearinghouse.com. These people have been in business for 34 years. They're insured by a AM Best rated company. They're licensed to do business in all 50 states. Their rates are wholesale, but for single events. These rates only were available to people who are doing 20, 30, 50 tournaments a year before. Now you can get them for single events. www.hioch.com. Take a look at them. Submit an application. They will price it for you, and I guarantee you, with their bonus prizes and their other things that they offer, you'll be very pleased with the result. This is Dan Westervelt for the Dirty Dozen 12 Most Avoidable Tournament Mistakes. I hope you don't hit any of these potholes. If you do, give me a call. 949-888-0066, or on the internet, dan@gts59.com. Give me a holler. Let me know. Send me an email. I'll look for you on the golf course. You take care. Bye-bye.